Hey everybody, how's it going? Shannon from Good Fruit, and welcome back. And we are here with another message. Last week we discussed Matthew 24 about being prepared and being faithful to do the work and preparing the way for the Lord. But the question is how do we prepare and who prepares us? And that brings us beautifully into the next part of Matthew, which is Matthew 25, and it's all about the parable of the 10 brides. The parable of the 10 brides goes over positioning and preparation to be a part of the banquet, to meet the groom and enter in. So we're going to start off here in Matthew 25, 1 through 6 in the HCSB. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the groom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were sensible. When the foolish took their lamps, they didn't take olive oil with them, but the sensible ones took oil in their flasks with their lamps. Since the groom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. In the middle of the night, there was a shout, "Here's the groom, come out to meet him." So the question is like, who did the positioning for the brides? The Holy Spirit is the one that positions us and prepares us to be the bride. It's the Holy Spirit's presence, which is also known as the oil in the lamp, that lights the lamp. So it's important to know that the people that are positioned to be invited to the banquet have all received the fullness of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit positions us and prepares us for us to enter into the banquet. As you see here, it talks about where the 5 of them were foolish, but 5 of them were sensible. The sensible ones were not only prepared with the lamp with some oil, but they understood that this is a journey to enter in the banquet. And in the last Matthew 24, we talked about we do not know the time and we do not know when. So if there's a potential for delay, which as you can see there was no rapture last week, not to say that there would have been, but the thing is that we do not know the time. So there's a continual posture of remaining in the presence of the Lord. Just because you receive the Lord once does not mean that you continually stay positioned to enter into the banquet, which is why 5 of them were foolish and 5 of them were prepared. So as we continue further into Matthew 25, 7 through 10, then those virgins got up and trimmed their lamps. But the foolish ones said to the sensible ones, "Give us some of your oil, because our lamps are going out." The sensible ones answered, "No, there won't be enough for us and for you. Go instead to those who sell and buy oil for yourselves." When they had gone to buy some oil, the groom arrived. Then those who were ready went in with him to the wedding banquet, and the door was shut. So in order for us to be sensible brides, it's our responsibility to remain open and obedient, to be prepared by the Holy Spirit. As I said, you cannot just receive the wholeness of the Lord and think that that's enough. We spoke about last week us being in the end times and the harvest is ready, but the workers are few. So we must be ready to not only just receive the wholeness of the Holy Spirit, but also allow for him to position and prepare us for the banquet. As I stated last week, we are all being prepared for different things along this journey in God's plan to reconcile the hearts of man. We all have a position in helping the Lord prepare the way. The way is the banquet. He desires everybody to not only just enter in, but enter into the reward of the banquet. We talked about the feast last night. Is it just enough to just get in? Yes, I will promise you that it'll be very beautiful to just get in heaven. But there is more. And this is what they're talking about in Matthew 25. It's not only about preparing the way, it's preparing the way for the harvest and then to enter into the banquet. The banquet is a celebration of the marriage. But in every marriage, there is responsibility and roles and things that we are all required to do. There's a very long time that we wear an engagement ring, which is what the Holy Spirit is. It's an engagement ring. It's a promise. It's a portion of what is going to be poured out into us. We truly do not receive the fullness, true fullness of the Lord until we leave this place and fully enter in to the banquet. So how do you continually stay in the position to be reconciled of the Lord? It's about hearing, it's about proximity, it's about obedience and following, right? So it's not just about receiving. You must deny yourself and pick up the cross that was intended for us to carry. Jesus demonstrated what that looks like, the denial of self and pick up the cross. It's not our cross, it's his cross. So you need to give up what it is that you have in this world, die to self, and then to fully enter in, to remain in the constant positioning of reconciliation with the Spirit. So now we're here at Matthew 25, 11 through 13. Later, the rest of the virgins also came and said, Master, Master, open up for us. But he replied, I assure you, I do not know you. Therefore, be alert, because you do not know either the day or the hour. So as I said before, the initial positioning from the Lord does not guarantee your entrance into the banquet. It's a continual reconciliation with the Spirit and being fully prepared and positioned that allows for you to enter in on time and to be ready. If the banquet's already started, how is it that you are going to go find the same oil? The Holy Spirit is there and he's present, right? But we have to continually be filled by the Holy Spirit. So it's already too late if the banquet started to go and receive your oil. The groom has already stepped in. So when we say be prepared and we do not know the time, it's not about being obsessed with the rapture and about when it is. It's about knowing that at any point in time, God will return and you need to be fully prepared to enter in. It wasn't the moment that the door was opened. It was the moment that you received the notice of being the bride that you needed to be prepared. He cannot pour into you more blessing and more faith if you are not obedient. So the promises of the Lord and the things that he has positioned for us in our life are all about obedience and being prepared. So in this year of awakening, it is the timing and the purpose for us to reconcile ourselves to the Lord and be prepared for the groom. We all have a place and positioning in our lives, and all he wants us to do is come all in. Come all in. Fill your lamp with oil and then have reserves. I promise you again, as I said last week, that the banquet is full and it's ready and it's celebratory, but there's a lot of work and preparation that is required to be a part of the bride of Christ and be positioned to fully enter into the banquet. Yes, it requires a lot of sacrifice, but what's this world compared to the next? So until next time, be blessed.